NamRA Kachenu, 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 NamRA Kachenu.
NamRA, Saving with Passion.
Hello and welcome to this edition of NamRA Kachenu, your trusted source in all things related to tax, customs, and excise matters. I'm Shipena Njambi-Kuhanga and I'm delighted to be your host for the next half an hour or so. In recent developments, NamRA strengthens international collaborations. Tax Inspectors Without Borders optimistic about NamRA's future. The Asikuda upgrade gets underway. Now, in our interview slot, former World Customs Organization Council Chairperson Professor Edward Kieswetter reflects on his time at the helm of World Customs. All this and more coming up shortly. Stay tuned. In its quest to become the world-class revenue agency, the Namibia Revenue Agency, NamRA, is deliberate about forging partnerships with leading revenue authorities around the world. Now, on the margins of the recent World Customs Organization Council meeting in Belgium, the NamRA Commissioner Sam Shivute held several talks with counterparts consolidating collaborations.
I would have to go back. I don't have a lot of information right now, unfortunately, in terms of what kind of information we already shared and what could be possible. I will speak with the liaison officer in Pretoria who visited you to get more information.
We deal with both customs and tax administration. Both two administration are within one. Now, Vice President, in Canada, we know that you deal with only customs, and we then say that maybe when we wanted to start engaging, maybe in the future, we could, if possible, have a memorandum of understanding so that we could be in a position sometime to share best practices.
Remaining with the World Customs Organization matters, its Secretary General Ian Saunders was satisfied with the outcome of the latest Council meeting and is looking forward to the implementation of the new 2025 to 2028 strategic plan.
Well, it's been a great council session. It's always great to have the 186 members come together. There's really a sense of family, a sense of community that comes with the meeting, but we also get a lot of very important work done. We're fortunate to be able to have a very operational, very technical space in which we're able to make progress. Distractions are minimal. We're able to make progress on things that really matter to customs administrations. And I think we really spent the last few days creating an environment that advances our theme for this year, which is about showing how customs delivers on its commitment to prosperity, security, and efficiency.
You had your 3-year strategic plan approved. What does that mean for you?
It means that the members have spoken to us and confirmed what the most important issues are that they want us to work on. It means that for the next 3 years, we will align our resources, our thinking, and our products to make sure that we're responding to the members' needs. The good thing about the plan is that it represents continuity of things that are quintessential for customs: collection of the appropriate revenue, facilitating legitimate trade, and protecting society. But alongside these long-term transcendent issues, we have time-sensitive focus on green customs, e-commerce, and technology and innovation.
There was an issue around the reprioritization. How did that go down?
There's great support for the idea of prioritization. We've been trying to do this for years. We haven't had much success. We've moved from concept to an operational practice that we can repeat, that we can explain, that we can justify, and it's getting member support. One thing about prioritization is that at some point, something that matters to a member is going to end up on the wrong side of the list. But there's respect for the process, and there's an understanding that this is about what resources we have to do the work. It's about setting expectations that are closer to our ability to deliver so that we don't have a mismatch that diminishes confidence in the organization or diminishes the ability of customs administrations to do their job.
The Tax Inspectors Without Borders program held its closing meeting from the 7th to the 11th of July 2025. The session focused on reviewing the technical assistance provided to the large taxpayers unit, particularly in areas such as audit capacity building and transfer pricing. It also provided an opportunity to reflect on key outcomes, shared lessons learned, and identify areas for continued improvement in strengthening compliance. The sessions were facilitated by various experts from the German and Australian tax authorities, and the program is expected to run for a period of 2 years.
Tax Inspectors Without Borders, a joint initiative of the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development and the United Nations Development Programme, has been instrumental in supporting developing countries in building stronger tax systems. In 2025, Tax Inspectors Without Borders will celebrate a decade of fostering tax enterprise worldwide, demonstrating its impact in promoting fair and effective taxation. NamRA remains committed to leveraging international collaborations to improve its service delivery and enforcement capabilities, ensuring Namibia's tax systems remain fair, transparent, and efficient.
To ensure optimal efficiency, the automated system for customs data, which is normally used for capturing customs transactions, is undergoing an upgrade. Now, a team of experts from the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development engaged the NamRA management on the upgrades to be effected to the NamRA system.
We really need to engage our clearing agents so that the mindset, the earlier we do it, the better. So that they are also on the same page with us. That was just my submission, but it's very interesting.
You can see that by monitoring the status of the declaration on the finder. That's one. Two, in a number of countries, we've introduced an alert system. Alert system means when there's a change on your declaration, you receive an email as a clearing agent. Now your declaration is at physical examination. Go to the warehouse for examination, something. Now your declaration has been released. Depends on what messages you want to relay to them. So you craft the messages that you want to send at the different stages. So that is one method. That's what some countries have done. The third method it's a little more costly, is putting a dashboard at every customs office. A dashboard is a big screen which all the time shows you the different statuses of the declaration, that's where the different declarations are going through. So if the clearing agent happens to be at the office, the dashboard, it's a very big screen that shows you for clearing agent this, see entry number something.
Welcome back. NamRA Kachenu had an exclusive chat with the former World Customs Organization chairperson, Professor Edward Kieswetter, at the end of his 2-year tenure at the helm of World Customs. And this is what he had to say.
You know, for me, the abiding thought right now is that in a world that is increasingly fractured, unpredictable, and driven by many divisive narratives, we have ensured that the customs family, under the leadership of the WCO, broader leadership of the 186 member countries, have remained steady and stable, but at the same time, responsive to the world in which we live. In this 2 years, we have made some remarkable changes and improvements. Firstly, the appointment of the new Secretary General ushered in a real great opportunity to accelerate our change. We now have a modernized WCO with a new leadership that is fully diverse, fully inclusive, and competent. We have a strategic plan for the next 3 years that has been adopted by Mendes and that is emphasizing the core functions of customs, like our harmonized systems, a renewed focus on issues such as e-commerce and sustainability. But at the same time also realizing that we need to step up our deployment of technology and artificial intelligence and take our people along with me. So certainly, reflecting on the last 2 years comes with an immense pride, a sense that I have been privileged, inordinately so, to have been able to provide leadership to this important body that unites the customs family around the world. You know, it doesn't put pressure on you, but we realize that for many of those who live in the global south, they see Africa not as 54 distinct countries with its unique identities and cultural, rich and diverse tapestry. They often see Africa as one black continent. And so when we are afforded a platform on the international stage, like the WCO, it is an opportunity for us to allow Africa to shine. And Africa shines not only in the advances we make in technology and AI and policies and processes. Africa shines because we remind the world of our common humanity. We remind the world of the structural injustices and the exclusions that often still stubbornly persist. And I am pleased that we can be not only the voice, but exemplify our aspiration for a more equal and more inclusive and a more just world. Not for ourselves, but especially for those, our children, the next generation, for whom we must lay the foundation and ensure their future can be one not of the scale, but one of good. I think the important thing is that one must find congruence in everything that you do, and being a commissioner of a tax and customs service, working with our colleagues in the Africa Tax Administration Forum, or on the global platform of the FTA OECD, or here. All of these things fit together, and therefore one actually is able to leverage one off the other, because we must remain active and conscious learners. And then secondly, surround oneself with competent, able people that upholds and uplifts and supports the work we do, because no one of us can do the work that all of us are called to do. Well, first of all, you are only able to lead with inclusion if you recognize that every life has equal worth, that we don't other each other, that we don't develop a world of isms. And when we recognize that in the spirit of our African humanity and Ubuntu, that I am because of you, how can I not include you? So how can I not wish for you what I wish for myself? That really is what underlies inclusiveness.
In the next insert, we'll focus on fuel levy refunds or claims.
Good day. My name is Isai Preushiwa, Principal Customs and Excise Officer under Subdivision Excise Management Unit. Today we are going to discuss about fuel levy refund procedure. But before we start, I just want to give an overview what is a fuel levy. A fuel levy is an excise levy that is imposed under Schedule 1 Part 2A. An example of goods that attract fuel levy is petrol, diesel, and biodiesel. Now let's look at the requirements. What are the requirements? The requirement for you to qualify for refund of fuel levy, firstly you should have imported fuel into the country and pay the fuel levy. Secondly, the imported fuel should be exported within a period of 6 months. Thirdly, the importer, when you export the fuel, you should be able to provide or submit your claim form within a period of 2 years in terms of Section 85 of Customs and Excise Act. Now let's look at the documents. What are those documents that you need to submit? At the time of export, you should be able to make sure that the export documents are endorsed at the point of exit. And secondly, you must be able to provide proof of import from the destination country. And thirdly, you must be able to provide documents, initial importation documents that indicate that indeed you have imported the fuel and you have paid for the fuel. In addition, in terms of foreign going vessels, you must be able to provide a signed bunker receipt that has been signed by a captain in order for you to be able to qualify for fuel levy refund. Now it's very important to note that the importer must be the one that has exported the fuel. In conclusion, I would like to emphasize that it's very important to ensure that all documents have been endorsed at the point of exit. The point of exit will verify the documents, and if they are satisfied that you are complying with all the procedure, they will forward the claim to the head office for further processing. For any inquiries, you may contact us at Excise Management Unit at namra.org.na. Thank you.
In the next insert, we'll focus on VAT refund claims for diplomats, consular missions, technical assistance agreements, and public international organizations.
Good day, listeners. My name is Loide Hamutumwa. I'm a manager at Legal Services, and today's discussion we are talking about claiming of VAT refunds for our diplomats, consular missions, public international organization, and technical assistance agreement donor-funded projects. Yes, Namibia enjoy a warm, cordial diplomat relations with many countries. Namibia is also a member through various conventions, a member to public international organization. So this mutual cooperation is well recognized under our VAT Act under Section 40, which make provision for our diplomats, consular missions, and technical assistance agreement project to claim VAT refund. Once their status is confirmed, and that is confirmed by the responsible ministry, which is the Ministry of International Relations and Cooperation, and that is done through the Privileged Diplomats and Immunity Act. So once their status is confirmed, they can then register with NamRA. We have a dedicated department for that, and the colleagues are very agile to assist in that area. And with regard to the technical assistance agreement, these are agreements that are entered between the government of Namibia and another government, or the government of Namibia and any public international organization. And normally they are sanctioned through our national planning. We also have some that are direct projects. And the law make provision that this agreement then, this project then apply through a ruling that normally is confirmed by our legal department that this project really qualifies to be registered as such. However, the technical assistance does not apply to loan agreements between the parties. So if the project is funded with a loan money, it will not qualify. I should highlight the importance of claiming in terms of what is that is really required by NamRA. It's really the supporting documents, and that's one document is the invoice of the good procured. So the invoice should meet the requirement as provided for in our VAT Act, that's in Schedule 6 of the VAT Act. And when the invoices are not meeting the requirements, they run the risk to be rejected. So also with regard to the timeline, the law make provision that these invoices should be claimed at least within the period of 3 years, and that also assists us from administrative point of view to ensure that we don't delay refunds. So just maybe to call on our taxpayer, if they have any question, they can reach out to our dedicated center. They can also reach out to our NamRA call center or through our emails provided. Thank you.
Did you know that NamRA encourages whistleblowing on tax fraud and corruption? You can report any unethical conduct by using the following reporting channels. The toll-free hotline, which is 0800 535 777. Or you can send an email to namra@tip-offs.com. Or alternatively, you can use the online portal at www.tip-offs.com.
Do you need to make a payment for tax debt? Well, here are the available options for payment.
My name is Angela Kamui, Senior Revenue Treasury Officer at NamRA. I'm going to take you through the process of making payments to our NamRA offices. We have 4 modes of payments which are acceptable at our offices, which are direct deposits, cash payments, electronic fund transfers, and speed points machines. When making electronic fund transfers, we have 2 accounts available for our taxpayers, which is Receiver of Revenue, account 165001, and the VAT dedicated account 165060. When making a direct deposit, our taxpayers need to fill this deposit slip at their commercial bank. You need to have your TIN with you. The TIN consists of 8 characters, and then you should also know the period that you are making the payment for. When making an electronic fund transfer, for your penalty or interest liability due to NamRA, you use the EFT referencing example as shown on the screen. It also has 19 characters, but on the text type and text period, you put 999, indicating that the payment is account payment. When making electronic fund transfers, EFT referencing example is shown on the screen, which comprises of 19 characters. The taxpayer reference number comprises of 5 parameters, which are as follows. 1. Represent the payment method, in this case, EFT payment. 06. Office of registration or your return office. The 8th character represents your tax identification number. 14 is tax type, in this case, employee's tax. 2018-06 is the tax period for which the payment is meant for.
In our previous episode, we asked, when was the electronic advance ruling training session done at Trans-Kalahari One-Stop Border Post? The answer is the 7th of July 2025. The question for this episode is, what are the requirements for claiming a refund for fuel levy? Kindly email your answer to NamRA Kachenu at namra.org.na. The due date for submission is the 31st of July 2025. We will announce the winner in the next episode.
And with that, we conclude this edition of NamRA Kachenu. We trust that the information shared has been both valuable and insightful. Join us again in 2 weeks' time for the latest updates and discussions. But until then, stay informed, stay compliant. And from all of us here at NamRA Kachenu, take care.